Good afternoon. Welcome to On Campus, the first ever exclusively Millersville sports show here on MUTV. My name's Dan Zaleski, and later in the show, I'm going to bring you an interview between myself and Matt Isles, here on my left. But until then, we're going to talk a little bit about the amazing work that the Millersville men's baseball team has been doing on the diamond. Not here; they're doing it in North Carolina, though. And just to review their recent accomplishments, this past weekend, they tied a record set in the year 2000 for total runs in a 3-day stretch. The team played Pitt Johnstown, Indiana PA, and Seton Hill, and in that time, they scored 50 runs off of 53 hits. That was led by Mitch Stolfus, who is just named, as of yesterday, the hitter of the week for the PSAC division here in Pennsylvania, of course. He is the hitter of the week. That to go along with the amazing efforts of Brandon Miller, who was named the PSAC East, pitcher of the week, rather, for the Millersville Marauders. Both of them did phenomenal. Miller had a 0 ERA. He did not allow a single earned run in that entire 3-game stretch this past weekend. Meanwhile, on the other hand, Mitch put up a 800 batting average. He scored like 15 runs of those 50, of course, that they scored over the weekend. All that to top off the fact that they have currently moved into the top 10 rankings for Division II baseball in the entire country, not just, in the PSAC or anything, the PSAC or anything, but in the entire country. This is absolutely a ridiculous stat line that the Marauders are putting up. So far, they have returned back to North and South Carolina to continue their preseason deal, and as of just a couple hours ago, they officially threw the first regular season pitch of the season. So we're going to wish them well, of course, completing the preseason with a 7-1 record. We wish them luck for the rest of the season. Now, moving on to our main topic here, Matt Isle with me from the Millersville men's ice hockey team. Exciting, season you guys had so far. You made it into the tournament, you got into semifinals and everything. How do you perceive how the entire season went as a whole? Do you think it was a good season overall, or do you think you could have done better?
I do think it was a good season. We grew as a club, we grew as a unit. Another good stepping stone for Millersville ice hockey. We played some very good teams this year, like Liberty University, Virginia Tech, Ohio University, top-ranked teams in the Southeast region, which we are a part of. It was a real good growing year for Millersville, and there's only more good things to come for us.
Of course, and looking at your own personal stat line, 28 total points, that is goals and assists, correct?
Yes.
Total.
Yeah.
Do you think, what is that for you? Is that like an average season for you? Has that excelled and grown since you've been playing here at Millersville?
I would assume it would be a good season, but I don't really look at my own personal points that much. I'm more of a team player. I mean, I'd rather put the team first before myself. The ultimate goal here for Millersville Ice Hockey is to win a championship. I'm not too worried about what I do for myself, but I would assume it was a good season for myself.
Of course, and that line about not paying attention to the stats, something that we hear from just about every athlete we have on this show. Honestly, you'll see a couple of those athletes later on from the women's basketball team. Little spoiler there. But, of course, you lost in the semifinal round. You were facing off against Princeton. And that margin of loss wasn't too big either. It was a closer one, I would say, compared to some of the other games that you've had. During that game, what were you thinking? What was the mindset going into it and as the game progressed?
Well, the mindset of the game was take one shift at a time, take one period at a time, because we had to play all 60 minutes before we possibly get moved past Princeton and make it onto that championship game versus college in New Jersey. But the ultimate goal was just take it one shift at a time, and we didn't really worry about Sunday too much. It was what the task was in front of us, and unfortunately it came up short to a very good Princeton Tigers ice hockey team, and they eventually went on to win our league, and they will represent our league in the Southeast Regional Tournament next week, and they play Louisville. So,
of course, and you mentioned the interesting fact of the Millersville ice hockey team is, of course, you are a club team.
Yeah.
Correct, and that comes with it, its own set of challenges and difficulties. But at the same time, something that comes out of that's interesting is that you get to face different kinds of teams that, and you face different kinds of schools that we don't usually see here. So, for example, you mentioned, the College of New Jersey. I mentioned Princeton earlier. Just looking at some of the near teams within the CSCHC league, Monmouth, Penn, Westchester. I mean, Westchester's a normal one, but some other ones there that are a little bit, out of left field for some people. Is there any, how do you think it's so, or how do you take going against teams that we don't really have a history against, like Virginia Tech or like Monmouth or stuff like that? How is your mindset going into that? Is it a bit more tuned that this is our one shot to make our mark against the school, or is it more just like another game?
We try to take it more as just another game, another 60 minutes on the ice that we got to play as a team together. These top tier teams we're always playing, Virginia Tech, Ohio, they're top teams in the Southeast region, and we always have to compete against them to make it to that regional tournament. But it is a lot of fun to play against these teams that Millersville doesn't see a lot, like Penn and Princeton, and it's great to have them in our league, and it's a great experience. But we always got to take one game at a time.
Is there a favorite team that you guys really enjoy playing against?
Yeah, we really enjoy playing Westchester. I mean, they play in the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference, just like the rest of the Marauders. So we play them on homecoming every year. It's always a good battle. We used to play Kutztown. That was always great. We don't play them anymore, unfortunately. But yeah, Westchester is definitely our favorite opponent, I would think.
Of course, and since we'd have a little bit of a history with them, you can imagine that as well.
Yeah.
Now, shifting gears a little bit, I mentioned a little bit earlier about how you have different challenges and everything as a club team. Being a club team and not a university, it's associated with the university, of course, but not a university-funded team. Does that put any challenges for you guys, especially when you're coming to playing teams like Virginia Tech, that's a bit more of a distance away?
There are some challenges. Yeah, we gotta work around our budget. We gotta work around how much money we have. We gotta make sure everybody's on board and wants to do it. And we as a club, we gotta decide that that's the best option for us as a team to go down there and play Virginia or play bigger schools like that. But the school does support us a lot. We are very grateful that the university does help us out as a club a lot. But for the most part, these challenges that we face aren't that big of an issue, and we just continue to run smoothly and be a good ice hockey team.
All right, and just a last little thing. Off the ice, I know you guys put in a lot of time doing different community service to help the Lancaster area around us. What's some of the projects you've done recently?
Recently, we did a 3-on-3 tournament in the fall for Boys and Girls Club at Lancaster. It's our team. We split up into three teams, or into teams of 3, and we do a big tournament all day, raise money for them. We are also participating in Relay for Life tomorrow night as a team. And then also in the spring, in April, we are doing another 3-on-3 tournament for our assistant coach's father, Thomas Lee Duffy. And all that money we raise will go to the American Cancer Society.
Yeah, that's absolutely amazing work done by the ice hockey team, of course, with all their, philanthropic, efforts that they put forth and all that, giving back to the community for all the community's given them. All right, we're going to be right back on Campus right after this quick commercial break when myself and a different Matt Smith this time, is going to be breaking down some plays from last Saturday's basketball game, both the men's and the women's. You're not going to want to miss this. Stay tuned to On Campus.
This is Mike. This is where he's sleeping tonight. That's his pillow. He could have been upstairs using Jen's pillow if he would have stuck to just drinking that 6-pack. But boys will be boys, and 1 6-pack turns into 2, and then that turns into shots. And before you know it, you've an empty bottle of vodka and a full toilet bowl.
Time to wake up. I've got a job to do today.
I've got a job to do today.
Don't forget, you've got a job to do today.
Hey, Mom. I got the job. Thanks.
I've got the job. Welcome aboard.
Have a good first day at work, Mom.
Your donations to Goodwill fund job training programs right in your community.
Feels good to start fresh, right?
Sure does.
And like that, you're a job creator.
that script for me? Okay.
People think I'm trash, but they're wrong. Today I'm just an aluminum can, but one day I could be a stadium.
FM WIXQ, Millersville's #1 music source, the university's student-run radio station. Tune in daily to hear a variety of music beyond the top 40s. Want to be a DJ? All majors are welcome. Email operationsmanager@wixq.com for more information. Visit us online at wixq.com. 91.7 FM WIXQ, your #1 music source.
Welcome back to On Campus, Millersville's exclusive sports show for everything on campus, of course. I'm here with the charming, the wonderful Matt Smith.
Who are you trying to fool?
Now, I'm just trying to make you mad at me before we get into these clips here. We have some footage supplied by MUTV. They were out there for a live field shoot of the men's and women's basketball game on Saturday. So we're going to get right into it, Matt.
Don't forget who commentated it.
And okay, it was commentated by Matt Smith here. Like I said, the wonderful and charming, and of course Ian Roth, who's in the control room right now. So as we're going to check out these plays really quick here, you know, pausing it there for that big three that happened. You know, I think if you look at that play, they went inside with it and then they kicked it out. Is that employing your favorite philosophy here,
I was
Matt?
going to say, do you remember what I said last week?
Yes, Matt's favorite philosophy for all those who did not tune in last week is, of course,
extra pass.
Extra pass. The big extra pass, of course, kicking it out, giving it a shot at the three there, and of course,
I mean,
that
is
three.
all coached. Threes to the dome, put it in the holster. That is all of Coach Thompson's theory, though.
Mm-hmm.
When I played with him, it was always drive. If you don't have the open layup, kick out, reset. As you'll see, most of these plays, that's what they do.
Okay, let's see what's coming up on this play here. Again, that one just a driving layup in this case.
But he took it in strong. So, I mean, it's not a bad take at all. Takes it in strong, little floater, and you're good.
What's the biggest, you know, is it a big difficulty to figure out whether to kick it out or whether to drive in strong? Like, what's the philosophy behind this?
That's more of a guard question. Obviously,
Okay.
I was a big man, 6'8", all 6'8" of me. But, I mean, we'll ask the women's basketball team when they come on next segment.
Another spoiler again?
You already spoiled it. Why do I?
Well,
that's not
fair
even a
enough,
spoiler
fair
for
enough,
me.
fair enough. Okay, I stole your thunder on the spoiler there. All right. But
I wasn't going to get mad at you today.
I said you were charming, right? Try to keep you away from it. Okay, as we're keep on rolling here in this case, starting from the top of the key in this case. Well, kind of off from the top, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, and on the wing. But, you know, all right. My boy Manny Yard. I actually got the pleasure of playing against him in high school.
All right, and just comes in there, you know, a little jump shot. What do you think about that play?
I mean, that's his game. If you want him to score points, that ever since high school, he scored probably an average of 22 points a game in high school. Faced Reading, one of the top ranked teams in the county, and that was his game. He rarely just stops and pops. He always drives in with aggression and goes in, does a little floater, or just goes in right into the basket.
And that one he chose the mid-range jumper in that case.
Yep.
As we continue on, right in here, Sean Williams, of course, ball handling in this scenario.
Kicking it out. Danny, you're blocking the play.
Oh.
Come on.
I'm sorry. Let me get out of the way a little bit for you. Either way, as you see here, driving.
Strong take again. Makes a nice move. Gets in front of the defender, right at the basket. Easy little hook.
All right.
Now this is just a great defensive play. We've been showing all offense, but here comes Tommy P. Swats that out of nowhere.
Ooh.
Why do I hear all the groans coming from the control room?
Because we have 6 basketball players in that control room. That's why. Either way, continuing here, there's a lot of passing. Isn't that the philosophy that
That
you're
is
talking
the
about?
philosophy. It's kind of sad
this
that
case-
they only had 4 wins this season with how much passing they actually do.
Kind of unfortunate again, kicking around. And there's that strong finish that you're talking about.
No, not yet.
Well-
that was a strong offensive rebound. Kick out to Sean Williams for the 3.
Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't preview these like you did.
You need to preview them.
I'm sorry, I don't
I
normally.
can't know everything on this show.
I mean, again, that's why I said you were the charming one in this case scenario. I'm just here.
I'm charming because I know
Either
more.
way,
Ooh,
now
this is always
now,
fun
now
to watch.
this was an interesting one. We saw this live. Coach Thompson with the ejection.
Well, this was his second technical foul, and he was just ready to beat the ref. And then his wife comes on the court to try to settle him down.
That was your favorite part. Now watching this, I like Sean Williams comes in here.
Ready? Up, right there.
Good game, man.
He's like, good game, coach. You're out of here.
Yeah, just take the bench.
I think Sean was just
Or in
ready
this
to
case,
take
the locker
control
room.
of that game because
Yeah, of
all
course.
game Sean and Thompson were just on separate pages.
Yeah,
you
and
could see it all
that
game.
was pretty incredible moment there, seeing that live, all the chaos happening of that. Of
Me and-
course, you commentating that.
Me and Ian Roth were laughing our butts off for a solid 10 minutes after that happened. The sad part is that is not the worst I've ever saw Coach Thompson.
I was about to ask you, have you
That is
seen him
not
get
the
ejected
worst.
before?
That's about an 8 out of 10.
Okay,
But-
okay. Let's stop talking about Coach Thompson. Let's
But I love talking about him.
okay, let's talk about the women's basketball team.
Fine, I guess since they're here, we have to talk about them.
Either way,
They're giving me such
let's get
dirty
to
looks
the
in
let's
there.
get to the basketball clips right
I see
now.
you, Rondo.
Playing it through. All right, girls team here.
My girl Jasmine Clark actually missing a 3. That's hard to do. She's a great 3-point shooter.
And in this case, off the
Good
rebound.
cut by Celeste. Extra pass though. Extra pass.
Extra pass. The
Shelly
philosophy
could have
works.
easily taken
The
that layup.
philosophy works.
The philosophy, it always works.
And again, off another defensive rebound.
Oh, this is
play.
actually the same play twice.
Oh, it is the same play.
I blame
twice.
Kalen. I think Kalen messed up on that one.
Well, you can't be perfect all the time, okay? We forgive you. But either way here.
You're such horrible people, you know that?
Sometimes. As we see there, another strong shot at the basket.
Taisha White taking it up strong.
And I mean, this is why they're one of the best teams in the PSAC right now.
Yeah, they always
just
take
complete effort.
smart shots. I mean, first half they were kicking Westchester's butt. Third quarter, a little rough, but then they held out at the end.
All right, and of course, we'll get to more talk about the women's basketball team later in our third segment, as we're going to have some incredible basketball players on. Nate Heater is going to be on, of course, to wrap that up. But until then, that's all the time that Matt and I have today on Campus. Make sure to stay tuned after this quick commercial break. And remember, On Campus, best of Millersville sports all in one place. All right, we'll be back right after this, guys.
And my band bought that money. Break it down. Girl said you hallelujah. Girl said you hallelujah. Girl said you hallelujah. 'Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. 'Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. 'Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Saturday night and we in the spot. And we didn't just watch.
Starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Don't believe me, just watch.
So you see, son, good manners are important. Should I go through it again?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Exactly. Always say please, thank you, you're welcome, excuse me, sit up straight, hold doors open for ladies. If the door's locked, knock first, don't burp, don't swear, don't stare, don't use bad language, or talk with your mouth full, keep your elbows off the table.
What table?
Don't interrupt. Cover your mouth when you cough or sneeze. On the bus, give your seat up to anybody who has trouble standing. Bottom line, treat others the way you want to be treated. Got it?
Got it.
Good talk.
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain.
The Snapper, home of the latest local news, sports, and entertainment. There's something for everyone. Under completely new management, the Snapper is back on track, run entirely by our student staff. Interested in being a writer? Applications can be sent to thesnapper.com/apply. Join us in Hash 161 every Thursday at 9 p.m. And don't forget to pick up your copy of The Snapper every Thursday. The Snapper, Millersville University's student newspaper since 1925.
91.7 FM WIXQ, Millersville's #1 music source. The university's student-run radio station. Tune in daily to hear a variety of music beyond the top 40s. Want to be a DJ? All majors are welcome. Email operationsmanager@wixq.com for more information. Visit us online at wixq.com. 91.7 FM, WIXQ, your #1 music source.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
I need a card reader for like 3 minutes.
All right. Do you have your ID?
I'm in the editing room right down the hall.
Without having your ID, there's nothing I can really do for you.
But I have it there.
for a couple weeks. Thanks.
No problem. Do you need anything else?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
All right. What?
No, yeah, that's
Welcome back to MUTV Show on Campus. I'm joined with the Millersville Marauders women's basketball team. As you can see, the seniors, to be specific. Now, I want to go over some of their numbers right now. Well, first off, the #1 defense in the PSAC. Congratulations on that, ladies.
Thank you.
They're 18-8 right now overall, and they're getting ready for playoffs, in which I predict that they're going to win all the playoffs. So we're just going to have a couple of questions. We're going to have some fun here on the show. You ready for that?
Yep.
All right, so first off, do you have a favorite game that you played together or just individual games? So, a favorite game for Millersville University?
This season?
Yeah, or any season.
Go ahead, Rhonda.
For all of us, Westchester?
Yes.
Yeah,
definitely.
Westchester.
The big rival game was your absolute favorite overall?
It was.
Yeah.
And that was the first time that we've beaten them at home and stuff. And like, they're such a big rival, and it was a good feeling. So it was.
We had a lot of fan support.
Yeah,
we had a great crowd.
We had like 1,100 people at the game too, so it was good.
So come out.
Celeste Robinson is telling you to come out. Now, me being the rude person that I am, I forgot to introduce them all. I'm sorry, ladies. So we have Celeste, we have Shelby, we have Lexi, Alex, Yasmin, Angel, and Taisha. We'll get that out of the way right away. So, what is your favorite memory on the court out of your, either this season, last season, any season at all? Do you have a favorite memory together? Any like fun moments on the bus traveling to and from games?
Yeah, that's always fun.
Definitely
That's
on
always
the bus.
the locker room.
Yes.
The locker room.
Anytime Shelby, we call her Chubbs. Anytime Chubbs imitates Coach's mannerisms, but she does it in front of Coach, so Coach knows. But it's always fun.
Do you do a pretty good impersonation?
I tried. I do one, so come out.
So the locker room is the big place where you guys have your pregame parties or postgame parties after you win. And it looks like you won. You had a lot of those because you're 18-8. Like, not a lot of there to say because I don't think many teams are better than you ladies right now going to the playoffs. So we're getting into the end of your careers at Millersville University, as we all know. So what are some of your plans after you graduate? Like, what do you plan on doing with the rest of your lives? Go, yeah, just go ahead. Just go through like whatever.
After I graduate?
Yeah.
Well, I'm thinking about going overseas. I'm not sure yet.
I'm thinking of being a market coordinator for a construction company. So we'll see.
I want to be a school counselor and a mentor.
Like Rondo said, like trying to play after graduation, definitely. But if not, I would like to be a state cop. So drive safe.
Snitch.
Personally, I want to work with juvenile delinquents. I want to do something in that profession, working with them, helping them, stuff like that. So.
I want to be a counselor and do some therapy. And as for next year, I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do.
I want to get into teaching, but then eventually get into coaching at either the high school or collegiate level.
Sounds like you all have some bright futures ahead of you. Now we're going to get into the fun part of this game, even though we're already having a good time. This is a game I came up with called Who Is? And basically we just ask you some questions about who is like the most likely or the most of something, and you're just going to come up with some answers. So first off, who is the worst dancer out of everyone?
Me. Absolutely. Stop.
I'm not doing
Her
that.
thing. Wait, she always does that.
Stop trying.
I tried.
I guess it's me.
Yeah.
I thought I was a good dancer. One of right these about two. now.
So-
Yeah, I say her. It's about split. I
So-
got a little rhythm compared to her.
So you need to have a dance off to determine who's the better of the two.
Who's the worst?
Not on camera.
Who's
Off.
the worst?
Next time you win a game, you could do that,
Right.
which will be pretty often.
Right.
So, who is the team clown?
Ooh, that's a tough This one
Or
that
her.
or Chubbs?
What makes him a team clown, by the way? I just gotta know the stories.
They're just so funny.
Well, Rondo catches you off guard.
Yeah.
And Chubbs is just, you don't ever know what's coming out of her mouth.
Well, I mean, she makes fun of the coach like right in front of her. Not makes fun of her. She impersonates the coach right in front of her. I have to see that. If we only had footage, that'd be awesome.
Yeah. We could probably get some. We'll so. get Right.
Then I'll be part of the senior gift when you all leave.
Yeah.
Just gotta do a whole montage and monologue of that. All right, who is the most superstitious out of all of you?
Shelby,
Yeah.
definitely. We
What's
have to
your-
have the same routine, same
Everything.
She has to wear the same gray Under Armour. Same outfit, same spandex.
Yup, same
She uses the
shoes.
same underwear.
Yes, her Taylor Swift. Remember when she broke her shoe?
I was freaking out.
Wait, what happened?
We traveled to Gannon early on in the season, and we practiced there the night before our game. And during practice, my shoe broke. So I'm just very superstitious, like down to everything. And I didn't know what to do because my shoe broke, so I was gonna have to buy new shoes. But I only like to wear I like to wear Kobe's. So I had to buy a new pair at Gannon. I couldn't find Kobe's. I could only find Curry's.
Ooh.
And it was bad.
You were panicking.
It was not good. Just not good.
All right, who is the most fashionable?
That's a tough one.
That's a tough one.
I would say Jelly. Jelly. Yeah, definitely.
We're
You're into your
well-dressed.
clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
and
I
you're
think we all have
handsome.
nice. Yeah.
Chubby's handsome.
Yeah, we don't look care
Yeah.
much
Yeah.
about our appearance. I think we all like take pride in that. So
Yeah,
we clean up nice. We definitely do.
It's weird seeing everybody out of basketball uniforms
Yeah.
sometimes.
It's always sweatpants.
It's like, wow.
Well, you
Even
can
in
always
class.
tell when we have a day off because we
Actually
will
get
look nice in class. Like jeans, maybe.
Maybe.
Jeans is
I can't say I wore jeans.
Rondo and I dress nice on days off.
Also,
Not today, though.
All right, so as you know, you've all met the producer and the director named Kaylin.
Yes.
And everyone knows who that is. And there's actually, I want to pull up something right about now for if we can get it on the monitor. Let's see if Dan can help me out here for a second. If not, we can go with it afterwards. Dan, you can help me out right there. All right, so that's a little picture of Kaylin right there. So what I want you to do now is I want you to rate him on a scale of 1 to 10 based on that picture right there, those two pictures. Just go ahead. And if you have any comments
All
about
right,
him, go
Rondo,
ahead.
you start.
Nice shades.
Can we see the picture again?
I like the glasses.
All right, can we pull up the picture again?
We need the picture.
Yeah, we need the picture.
I'm gonna pull up the picture again. Can they do that? It's their senior year. Come on, you got to do that for them. There you go.
Sunglasses.
It's the sunglasses that throws them off.
See, the glasses are, he's a 10 for me. The glasses just do it for me. Basic gray tee, I'm with it. Listen, I like the
Gray
hair.
tee.
The hair is, but I would have to say 3.
That's very generous.
No,
All right, anyone else? All right, so we got a 10, we got a 3. Anyone else want to add numbers?
-6.
Negative 6. Negative 6. All right, I like that. Negative 6.
I mean, I'm afraid to comment. I know his girlfriend, and she's kind of tough.
Alright, so-
For a mock girl.
We're running out of time right now. I want to just thank you all for coming onto the show and
Thanks
doing
for
this
having us.
interview. I want to wish you the
you.
best of luck throughout the playoffs.
Thank
and I
you.
hope you all do well. Well, this is all the time we have for not in the zone, on campus. Don't even know that on the show. Tune in next week when we have a brand new show with all new people. And don't forget to check out these ladies on the basketball court. So see you next time.
Support.
Halloween.